Hello, everybody. This is Paul Tinkle on this week's 30 Minutes program. Pleasure to have you with us today, and we're going to be talking about We Care. This is a very vital time in the holiday season for them to take a moment and give you some information that may help a family, an individual, or maybe a lot of people. And I want to take a moment to say Jamie Weingartner and also Jacob Crowe, who are the two of these people right here that are working really, really hard to make We Care the very best it can be. And Jamie, first off, what brought you to We Care?
I am originally from Tennessee. I grew up in Tennessee down in McNairy County, Adamsville, actually. And then I went to school in Phoenix, Arizona. I tell people the joke is when I moved to Phoenix is the day I was trying to leave Phoenix as well. It was not for me, but I ended up staying almost 10 years. And then my family is actually here in the area, and I wanted to be near family once I had my own kid. So through that, God opened the doors for We Care. I have over 15 years experience in nonprofit and church work, mostly in the faith-based organizations. And it just so happened that I was connected with Pastor Amanda Kreis, who is on our board of directors. And they said there's going to be an opening at We Care, and would you be interested in applying? Because she knew I was passionate about coming back to Tennessee, and so happens that it was the door that needed to be open.
Jamie, if you don't mind me digging a little bit deeper, but why do you have such a passion for We Care?
I have a passion for community collaboration, and I think We Care is one of the hubs for collaboration among our community here in Weakley County. We're able to work alongside many different organizations, and I'm passionate about helping those in need. I also have a lot of experience in volunteer management, and We Care couldn't happen without volunteers, so I love that piece too. But We Care is an amazing 53-year-old organization that most of you know has been around 1973, and an organization with that kind of history also entices me because it means it's been needed in this community.
Yeah, I remember when Mr. John Vincent started this program out of a very small building, the Methodist Church, and then the next thing you know, we're open to a very nice facility that we've already overgrown,
yes.
Needless to say, but come back to that a little bit later on.
I think something also just to add to that is that for 53 years with We Care being in this community is that when a nonprofit starts, usually within 5 years, about 80% of non-for-profits actually close their doors. So for We Care to have been open the last 53 years is something that's amazing that has been in our community.
What changes have you had to make with the transition into the position?
It's a delicate balance when you handle change, especially with an organization that's been around that long. But some of the different things that we've worked on, Jacob started in July, was just the physical grounds of We Care and the cleanliness of the grounds, as well as how quickly we process donations donated from the community. So that's been something we've done, as well as make the store, inside of the store, more accessible, cleaner, and give that elevated shopping experience. Our prices have not elevated, but the experience, just so that it's a cleaner place and people want to come and be at. We've also had some internal changes, of course, that have had to be made. Quite a few new staff, which that almost always happens with a new leader when a new leader comes on board. New staff, new procedures, new policies, and things like that. So, of course, there's an amazing 53-year foundation that has been laid, but there's always room for growth.
You know, when you walked in for the very first time, what was your heart saying?
There's a lot of work. I'm a very futuristic thinker, and I've shared with a lot of people, and I just shared with you, I was always trying to get out of Phoenix. For me, it's what's the next step? What's the next move? But when I came here and got this job and started at We Care, it was no longer what's the next thing. It's I'm here for this community for the long haul. So I kind of felt that. I can't imagine that I'll be going anywhere anytime soon. I love my job. I feel like I've been created for a job like this. I feel like God has gifted me for a job like this. And I love it, but it was a lot at the beginning.
Who are your board of directors?
Our board of directors is mostly comprised of pastors, We just recently changed our who can be on our board of directors and added someone who is not a pastor in the community. So we actually changed our bylaws to include the broader community. And we felt that was important because when you only, and I say only with quotation marks around it, only have pastors, you're missing out on many people's talents and professions. And currently we've got Mr. Jackie Gullett, who actually does come from a financial background. Each church is allowed to bring on a church member to the board with them. So Mr. Jackie's our president. And we've got Mr. George, Jacob, help me out. Paisley. Nathaniel Newland, who is our newest board member. He is now at Regions Bank. He's our treasurer. After William Offenhausel served over 20 years, William Offenhausel has now retired from our board. Pastor Amanda Christ, which she is no longer with First United Methodist, but she is still a pastor in the Methodist movement here in town. Miss Dorothy Gillian, David Reinhard, pastor at Martin First Assembly, Mr. James Yarbrough, and Miss Sharon Austell, which is the new pastor at the Methodist Church.
How many people are on the payroll?
16. And
that includes the two of you and then the other 14. And these are the people that are really working
every
day. And then you have people that are volunteering their time.
That's correct. We have 3 full-time salary employees, being Jamie and myself as the director and assistant director. And then we also have Beth Wicker, who is keeping our books and is over our accounts payable and really paychecks, anything that's coming in as far as monetary donations or spending throughout our thrift store, and then any payment that we have that's outgoing. That can include a lot of things. One is, the primary thing that we give back to the community, which is assistance that we give when somebody comes in. Our hours for assistance are Monday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And people come from all walks of life. There's people that have consistent needs, that have food inadequacies. We have a fully maintained food bank that is services about 100 families per week. But besides that, besides the food inadequacies, we have people that just need help with the rent. They need help with medical bills. They need help with electric bills. They need help with water bills. And that's something that we've been able to help provide people in short-term needs, and even in cases to where we can give them temporary housing. When I came on, one thing that I told Jamie and that I spoke with our board of directors about is that I want We Care to be a place to where if somebody comes in that we'd never have to say no.
Jamie, did you have a wake-up call when you came to We Care? Oh my gosh, there's a lot of things that need to be moved around, and at the same time, looking at the good stuff that's taking place.
Yeah, I think Jacob and I have both been very transparent with this from the very beginning. We Care was in a financial downturn. There was no mismanagement of funds or misuse of funds. There just was not the best management, I would guess. So that also has to do with declining donations, the cost of living for everyone. So when I say donations, I mean in items coming to the store as well as dollar amounts. So when Jacob and I both started, the wake-up call was that We Care was in debt over $160,000 in the red at the end of the budget fiscal year. $169,000.
And we were aware of that when we came on. And so we accepted these jobs knowing that there was a deficit in We Care's annual budget. And with what We Care has provided our community, it was a welcome challenge for myself coming from a financial background and from Jamie coming from her background in church and community. And that it's been such a adequate and important piece of the Weakley County and Martin puzzle that we have to find a way for it to continue another 53 years, because if it continued on the pace that it was at over the last 3 years, then there would be no Where We Care in roughly about 3 years.
Who've just joined us, we've got Jamie Weingartner in, and along with Jacob Crowe. Hey, let me just kind of look to see what's happening right now. You are in a position right this very moment preparing for the holidays, Christmas holidays. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so We Care, one of the things that we do for the community is providing Christmas toys, food, clothing for families in need. We actually work very closely with Weakley County Schools to send out applications for families in need. They apply, and then they are able to come and shop at our Christmas store, which will be later this week. Each of them has a certain dollar amount that we give them to spend in our store, and they are able to provide Christmas for their children at a very discounted rate. Each family member pays $5 per child with a cap of $30, but probably leaves with a couple $100 worth of items per child. And you may ask, where do those things come from? Well, they come from the community. The community helps donate these brand new toys. Santa's Village donates brand new toys. Clothing comes from places like here, the radio station, where we get our jackets, and churches, civic groups, different places that will donate that clothing and toys for us. And then we also have donors. So those of you even listening right now, thank you for donating food for our food bank. So each family that comes in this week for Christmas will also receive a food box, as well as a chicken from Tyson Foods. So we want to thank Tyson's Foods as well for donating those chickens. So it's a really exciting time. It takes a lot to make it happen. It takes about 50 volunteers per day to make this Christmas store happen. So we're working hard to get set up, get ready for this Christmas store that will be at the end of this week, the 11th, 12th, and 13th, where families have been scheduled. They'll come in, shop, and have a great experience to be able to provide the Christmas that they want for their children.
Jacob?
And over those 3 days, just so everybody's aware, we're actually going to be providing for 275 families this year that encompasses over 600 children. And it's really a magical process. It's, again, our community coming together to help provide for people that are underserved and don't have that opportunity. And, you know, when you have the capacity to do something like that, it is something that is beyond you. It's something that has left an impact on my heart and everybody that helps and contributes in our community, from, again, our donors to even Brian Moore, who helps in Parks and Rec, that does with our Santa's Village and providing all the canned goods that they possibly can contribute. Everybody that touches this community and gives to We Care impacts somebody that is a friend, a neighbor, some of the kids that your children might be best friends with at school, and it impacts more people than you can imagine. And we're here to hopefully bridge that gap and help.
Does the fire department chime in as they've done in the past?
They have, yeah. We've spoken with Jamie Summers, and Jamie is working on a schedule right now and getting us adequate help in transporting the shopping and the boxes and the food for those families during those 3 days. And so it really is the whole community coming together to support a common cause, which is, providing Christmas for people that are in need.
Let's pay off a group of hunters who have taken their harvest, and I think it cost about $100 to harvest a deer, and a lot of that food goes right to where We Care is.
Yeah, we work in partnership with Hunters for the Hungry, and so they will process the deer meat that they are able to, and then that meat goes in turn to our food bank, to our communities. So like Jacob said earlier, about 100 families per week are receiving that deer meat when we have it. So churches, business groups, civic groups donate these funds to We Care, and we in turn are able to give those to Hunters for the Hungry to process that meat. So we don't pay for the meat. We just have people helping support pay for the processing. So it essentially becomes free meat for us, which is actually in the food bank world a very difficult item to come by. We get protein in the form of beans and things like that, but in terms of meat, it's actually a very difficult item. So the Hunters for the Hungry, we're very thankful for them. We actually just got several pounds recently, and they're excited because
Mike Johnson stopped by actually yesterday and spoke with both of us and dropped off a large shipment of meat that was being counted yesterday and today. And so we are very appreciative of Hunters for the Hungry. We could not do what we do without them.
Yeah, Mike and told me recently that the churches, and I support this program. I think it's a wonderful thing. And just knowing that you can get this product and at the same time to be able to know that it came from with the hearts from churches who took a second, if you will, offering, and some of them can give a lot, some of them can't do as much, but that's all going into processing though, and it's free to those people that go in to get it at We Care.
Yep, absolutely. And like you said, several churches do this as a second or third offering this holiday season. I know there's a church right now that all of November, their special offering will go just to Hunters for the Hungry. So it takes, like we've talked about, the whole community. It takes the hunters to hunt the meat, it takes the processors, it takes us to give out the food, and it takes Hunters for the Hungry and the churches. So this is a lot of people to just, make this happen, a lot of groups.
I really haven't given you a chance to define We Care. So, Jacob, I'll give you that question. What is We Care?
I think the best way to describe We Care is providing hope in whatever that looks like for somebody. It can be a financial strain. It can be a spiritual strain. It can be someone that has lost direction in their life and don't know where to turn. And We Care is able to fortunately provide that for our community every single week. We have new people that come in our doors, and we're there, whether it's just to pray with them, to be able to pay something for them, or to be able to provide food for that week. No case is the same, but from our end, it is the same in that we want to provide hope past the problem and go past the crisis in that moment and give them hope beyond that.
Jamie, same feel, I guess, for you?
Yeah, but I do want to share. I have I was a pastor for a while, have a faith-based background, so, which Jacob already shared a little bit. But one of the things that someone told me after I'd spoken, they said, I love the way that you explain what happens at We Care. And to me, and the way that I interpret the Bible, we as Christians, which we don't hide that we are a faith-based organization at We Care, we are as Christians to usher in the kingdom of heaven here. And that's how I understand Scripture. And if you're at We Care, you will see, I think, a glimpse of what the kingdom of heaven will look like. And that's because there's always different walks of life there, either participating, volunteering, receiving help, giving help. At any moment in time, there's 4 different categories of people at We Care. There's paid staff, there's volunteer staff, there's community service, which may be UTM students, it may be someone a court has ordered, and then there's what we call repay. So anyone that receives services from us, we ask them to come back and volunteer with us. So you're talking retired UTM professor all the way to 16-year-old who made a silly mistake and the court ordered them to do community service. And then everyone in between, all stages of life, all walks of life, all socioeconomic statuses, all are at We Care working together. And for me, the faith-based background, that is a glimpse of what the kingdom of heaven will be. And that's who we are, is hoping to usher that in.
You still have a senior educator from the university working for you?
We have several. Yes, Mr. Marvin Downing is with us, I think, daily, actually. I get to see him every day, and what an amazing soul he is. He's one of many. I
brought his name out intentionally because he was recognized by the state of Tennessee here.
He was.
And not only that, he was my history teacher.
Oh, my goodness.
So it goes back to 1972. And but I have seen that man work, do things. He seems to always have an answer.
He does. I think it was Mr. Marvin Downing Day recently. They made a day for him. So
he actually, anything that comes through our door, and that's one thing that we've tried to do with us becoming the new stewards of We Care at this time, is that any donation that comes in to We Care is used to help support our community. Any donation that comes in, whether it is something that can be used through our thrift store, or if it's something that can be unique, that can be sold through like an e-commerce channel, or if it's something that can even be scrapped and make money for We Care, anything that comes in is something that is going to have a positive impact. And where Mr. Marvin comes in play is that any scrap metal or recyclable that comes in, he is the person that takes care of it every single day. And it is amazing to watch Mr. Marvin work. I know Mr. Marvin for a very long time, and I've always respected him. But to see his work ethic and his passion for helping the community still to this day is something that is amazing to me, and it's something that has an impact on me.
Is Goodwill a competitor for We Care?
Personally, I don't hear it often. I think because of our history in the community and because of the impact Betty Baker made for over the years, the impact all the people that have laid the foundation for We Care, they want to support Weakley County. And since there's not a Goodwill in Weakley County, I think that we're the first choice. So personally, I mean, I'm sure it is. But from my point of view, I think the community knows what we do. And so they want to support their brothers and sisters in our community. And so with there not being a Goodwill in Weakley County, I think that it's not as big of a competitor.
But you can do more with less. Is that a fair statement?
Define more.
Well, in the old days when you had everything out front, it seems like there was a lot of things, but I'm sincere about that. You don't have all of the things that you would like to have. So let's just go ahead. Yeah. Let's go ahead with a wish quick. And if we could say, what would you on your wish list would you like to have right now? Maybe it's a freezer, or maybe it happens to be something else that I don't know about.
So we actually every year, and something as far as always trying to improve We Care, we do have a donor bank of people that have donated to us over the years. And recently we actually just sent out our end of the year letter. One of our hopes is that over the last, I would say close to 30 years since We Care has been at Fred's, or what used to be Fred's, the parking lot has became very potholy.
It's bad.
And one of
potholy.
Potholy. And one of the things that we are pushing for this year, as we have worked towards correct the deficit, is that also continue making sure that the space that we provide for not only our assistants but then our thrift store, that again in turn everything that comes into the thrift store helps us provide on our ministry side, is a place for that we want to take care of. And right now we have donations that are coming in towards the end of the year, and one of the things that we're hoping once we hit that goal in the next hopefully 12 months, it all depends on how much comes in, but is that we can repave our parking lot. And we always are going to have projects that we hope to improve on our space that's been provided by the community, because that building actually was provided by the community long ago. It was purchased by a bunch of donors and has given us that space to be able to put out the Lord's work in what we do.
Jamie, do you still have prayer each day?
Yeah, we do different things. We meet as a staff and do staff devotionals. When someone comes in to my office, we pray with them. Not every single client. I would not say that, but several clients. And sometimes when the season is not the holidays, which it gets a little bit more difficult, we try to share devotionals and prayers over our intercom system for the staff. So that's still something that we will never sway from. And our faith-based sharing the love of Christ beyond the crisis is something we will never sway from. That's our mission, and we will never sway from that. So even the changes that may be felt by the community, the core of who We Care is will never change.
Do you think that there is a need for a larger We Care?
Yes. That's a goal, and that is a dream that we have. But our first goal is to correct this deficit. And you may say, well, moving to a larger space will help you because you'll have more items. But we internally want to get some things figured out before that we make that move. But
we're well on our way.
Yeah, we are on our way. I would hope in the next, 5 to 7 years, we're in a larger building.
But right now we like being close to each other.
Yeah, we're packed in there. So
I invite anybody to come see my office one day. It's
kind of an office.
It's kind of a breezeway.
It's questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get the last word here on our program today because obviously this weekend that we're talking about, it's to take care of families and children.
Absolutely. And we just want to thank everyone that's coming out to help volunteer with us, whether it's donating toys, funds, food, clothes. I just want to thank every single person that's coming to volunteer or has donated, whether through your church or civic group or even company, as well as our board of directors, staff, volunteers, anybody and everybody. Like we've tried to say, We Care takes the whole community to make happen. It's bigger than Jacob or I or any staff member or any board member. It will always be bigger than that. And we just want to say thank you to each of you who have donated, and we just pray that you will continue to support us and cheer us on in the community.
And Jacob, I did not identify you as an alderman, but you serve on the city board, and one of the things about that, it is an insight to what's going on inside We Care, and I think that's a good thing because there are things that maybe the city of Martin might be able to need to do or to be able to help with or maybe provide nothing more than recommendations and so forth. Absolutely.
It's a privilege to be able to represent the people of Martin, and it's something that I don't personally take lightly. We have a lot of community partners inside of our municipality that we could not do without them, and that goes from the fire department that helps us this coming week to Captain Reed, who will stand out probably with you and the next few days, and we'll be asking for donations and jackets to help support our need through this winter season. And so we appreciate everybody that comes to see us. Again, our normal business hours are Mondays from 1 to 5 p.m., Wednesdays from 10 to 3:30 p.m., and Saturdays from 9 to 12 p.m. Those are our thrift day stores. Remember that anything that comes through our stores and is bought by you goes to support our ministry services. And so for that, we're appreciative.
And no taxes.
And no taxes.
Thanks so much for your time, Jamie Weingartner and Jacob Crowe. We're talking about We Care today. Thanks so much. I appreciate the inside look and the outside look of We Care. This is Paul Tinkle, pre-recorded. Thanks so much for listening, folks.
You've been listening to 30 Minutes, a community affairs program on Thunderbolt Radio. You can listen to this broadcast and others anytime by visiting thunderboltradio.com and following the Thunderbolt Radio and Digital YouTube page. Thanks for listening.